Holy shit. So I just recorded a 35-minute video and I realized that my fucking microphone was off, so I have no audio, and now I have to do this whole thing over again. Holy fuck. That fucking sucks. Fuck. Okay. Hey guys, it's Elliot. Let's do all this same shit again. I hope I can remember what I talked about. Maybe this video will be less rambly, since I've already fucking done it once. Cool. Anyway, yesterday was National Coming Out Day, and I did not come out, because anyone who knows me knows that I'm not into that predictable bullshit. I've never been one to just, do things the way they were supposed to be done. Why won't you focus? Anyway, let's just, whatever. My face will be kind of fuzzy, it's fine. But not in the good way. I have been drafting my coming out letter to my parents and my brother. I just haven't sent it to them yet. I did like a rough draft, and when it comes to really important emails, I kind of like to sit on them for a bit and then come back to make sure I didn't forget anything. I also had a few people proofread them for me, and it looks pretty good, so pretty much whenever I get the cojones to send it, then it'll go. I'm thinking this week for sure. Not today, probably. But definitely sometime this week. I just didn't want to do it on coming out day, because I forgot that was yesterday. It was ready to go yesterday, but when I realized, I was like, no, can't. Not gonna do that. So, that'll be fun. I have no idea how my parents are gonna react whatsoever. They're cool. They knew that I was bi in high school, and that wasn't a problem, but trans is a whole different animal entirely, I've discovered, and even people that are cool with the idea of trans people, gay people, doesn't necessarily mean that they're cool with the idea of having one in their house, in their family. You know what I mean? I found that out the hard way. Yeah. So, I think my brother won't care. He probably won't even be that surprised, to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't know. That's the fucking weirdest part, is, like, I really have no idea how they're gonna react. So, I'll find out. Decided that I will not be answering any phone calls from them for like a week after I send that email, just because I know that my mom can be kind of reactionary. I don't want to deal with any of those initial feelings of grief or denial or anger. I don't want to deal with that shit. I really just can't right now. So I'm going to ignore it and give them some time to settle down, think about it for a while. Then I will talk to them. I'm realizing these days that I don't have the emotional energy to deal with other people's trauma in relation to my gender identity. And that sounds weird, but I'm spending all of my time, my energy, my emotional reserves on me and on my processing this whole thing, my journey, my revelations, and just living my life and dealing with the things that I've been dealing with lately, and that takes up all of it. So when it comes to other people around me being upset or having to deal with the change, the stress of me coming out as trans, I empathize, I sympathize, and I also can't deal with it. I can't help them through that process because it is is not good for me. Dealing with their emotional trauma about me, all it does is make me feel guilty, which makes me feel shame, which hinders me. It pulls me back in my journey, and I can't do that right now. I've spent so much of my life pulling myself back, hindering myself, just to make other people feel better, just to make them, just to make them happy, to alleviate any bad feelings that are caused by my existence or the things that I'm doing. I've spent so much time doing that with my family and my friends and my partners, and where did it get me? It didn't fucking get me anywhere. They felt better. I felt like shit, because I'll take that and make it my burden, and then I'll just feel guilty about who I am. That does not help me. And I'm already trying to come to terms with this whole new everything. How I see myself, how I interact with people on a daily basis, how I'm supposed to navigate getting a job, how I'm supposed to navigate just life in general. And I don't have the fucking time. I don't have the time. I don't have the space in my heart to try and make other people feel better about me and my shit. Because this shit's about me. Duh. Transition, one of the most selfish things you can do. And that's not bad. That's not a bad thing. And I've always told people that being selfish is not bad. Being selfish is not something to be ashamed of. Because when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, you are the most important person in the world, because it's you. You should be your number one priority, goddammit. Because without you, if you don't take care of yourself, what's the fucking point? What is there? So, it's just me having to realize that myself. I'll tell people that there's nothing wrong with being selfish, and then I will then refuse to be selfish, and I'll just enter these weird codependent relationships where I just try to make other people happy at the expense of myself, and I've done that my whole life, and I'm really trying to get out of that pattern. And in order to do that, I need to learn how to be fucking selfish. And that's a process in itself. And I always think that it's weird because transitioning gender identity, it's a very personal, intimate, way deep up in yourself process, yet it involves everyone in your whole fucking life. That's terrifying. That's new for me. I don't talk about my feelings with people. I don't really think of myself as a emotionally available person, and even just talking about emotions is making me uncomfortable, if that gives you a hint. So the fact that I'm dealing with all of these really deep issues, and knowing that everyone around me is going to have to deal with those issues, and it's just, it's not a private thing, and it should be. It should be a private thing, but just by its very nature, it can't be a private thing. Everyone in your life knows about it. Your family, your friends, your partners, even just people you casually encounter, they'll know about it. And it's just, I'm not used to being so exposed. It's a really uncomfortable feeling. It makes me feel really vulnerable. Because other people know these things about you. That means they can hurt you with those things. And that's, God, that's horrific. That's really the hardest thing that I've had to deal with. when it comes to all of this is just making myself emotionally vulnerable to people. That's rough. It's new. I don't like it, but it's something I have to power through. I'll have to power through it the first time I come out to people, the second time, fifth time, 100th time. And it'll get easier. I know that I'm dealing with the hard shit right now. Ugh. I think I'm doing a pretty good job so far. Just thinking about it is really uncomfortable. So, having to write a big, long, emotional email to my parents, something that I've never done in my life about anything. I don't talk to them about serious shit. Even at the beginning of the email, I have to put in a disclaimer like, look, I know I joke around a lot, but this is serious, because I don't talk about these sorts of things with them, or with anyone. Ugh. And being so sincere and so genuine can really come back to bite you in the ass. So I feel like I'm exposing myself. I'm showing people these really deep inside things that I still don't fully understand. And I want to show them, I want them to know because I care about them, and I want them to know what's going on and I want them to know what's going on in my life. But that means that I run the risk of them saying or doing something that could be really hurtful to me, and I don't know if I'm ready. Part of me thinks I am. I wrote the damn email, and I'm actually like eager to send it, because it would be such a relief to send it, but I don't want to deal with the backlash. And there will be some. If not from my parents, then from my extended family, the older generation, the religious, will definitely have some issues with it, and I know they will. I know they will, because they did about me being bi, so I know that it's coming. I know it's gonna happen. The younger family members, like my cousins, if they haven't already figured it out from the shit I put on my Facebook, they won't be surprised. So, I'm fine there. It's just me realizing that these relatives that I don't talk to anyway, I just might continue to not talk to them, but for more nefarious reasons. So, not too much of a life change as far as the direct impact, because I don't really talk to my family members that often. But I'm going to have to deal with the fact that there are some people in the world, in my family even, that do not approve of my lifestyle and think I shouldn't exist and think I'm an abomination, and some of them are going to want me to fucking die. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot to think about. It's kind of sad, but there's nothing I can do about it. I would rather have everybody know and have some people hate me than to have nobody know and to have me hate myself. That's just kind of how I've been doing things the last few months, is just trying to figure out a way that I can do this the best for me. And I think I'm doing pretty good so far. I do still consider the feelings of people around me, but I know that I can't protect them from this, and I can't fix their bad feelings, and if they have certain hang-ups about it, then that's theirs to deal with, and I can't do anything about it. The only thing I can do is to be myself, to be genuine, to be honest with people and with me, and just try to live my life the way I want to live it. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I went to the UH's coming out monologue held by and presented by the LGBT Center where Liam works, and that was really awesome. I got to see a lot of people performing coming out monologues for various sexualities and things, including Liam. He performed. It was amazing. I filmed his monologue, and it's on my channel. So go good channel there? I don't know. Go, it's on my channel. If you want to see a poorly recorded monologue about a trans guy coming out, some stuff that really resonated with me. Plus Liam's fucking cool, so you should go watch it anyway. And I met some people there. That was cool. That was awesome. I actually introduced myself to people as Elliot for like not the first time, but like the second or third time. But the first time that I wasn't super uncomfortable about it, where I was just like, shake my hand, I'm Elliot. And you know, people referring to me with that name, and that's awesome, cool. Getting more excited about using that name. The more I use it, the more familiar it becomes to me. The more people say it around me, I'm starting to get that little like, yeah, oh, that's me. Getting that sort of thing, so that's awesome. And people saying my old name, I notice it more, and I kind of just go, or when people refer to me as she, or when cashiers call me ma'am, things like that, I go, boo. It doesn't make me want to cry, but it's always just something I'm like, it's bothering me more. It's bothering me more. So, something's got to be done about that. Also, I really liked going to the coming out monologues, and I enjoyed meeting new people, and them talking about various LGBT events and things. Got me all excited. It makes me want to do more things, like, out in the community. It makes me want to attend events and go to rallies and do things like that. Still have to fight my social anxiety for that, but working on it. And I can't really do too much with that particular group since I'm not a student, so I can't really just be like, let me into all of your events. I'm just a random weird 30-year-old trans guy. Not gonna work out, so I'll find something. There's a whole bunch of shit in Houston. I know that there's a lot of stuff going on right now with Prop 1 and trying to get Prop 1 to pass. That's a whole fucking thing. So I can probably get on board with that. The voting for that is not until the end of the month. Early voting starts pretty soon, but then there's the official vote at the end of the month, so probably look into that. I know there's like STAG here in Houston and a couple other groups. I'm always wary of going to groups because they tend to be very cliquey, no matter what they are about. So, we'll see, dipping the toe dipping. Gosh, what else? Getting a haircut this week. I'm way overdue. My hair is way too long. You can see right here. I've just been putting it off due to money issues and interview type stuff, which brings me to my next point. I am getting laid off at the end of October. My company is very, very small. Long story short, they ran out of money and they are moving back to DC, where they are from, and I'm not going. So, bit of a bummer. Suddenly going to be very poor. Since learning of me being laid off, I went through a weird little crisis and kind of decided I don't want to work in my current field anymore, which is a thing, because I've been doing it for 8 years. I've been doing the science thing since before I could legally buy alcohol. So, big life change. It's just kind of the point where I'm not excited about it anymore. It doesn't fulfill me like it used to. I don't get really excited talking about it like I used to with people. They're just like, oh wow, that sounds amazing. And I'm like, actually, it sucks. It's really boring. And I don't feel like I'm accomplishing anything in my life. And so this is kind of the perfect opportunity to figure out what I really want to do, which is I want to do more art. I'm an art school dropout, so I haven't done it in a very long time, but lately it's just been at the forefront of my mind. I've been like obsessing over it. I have a list of ideas for pieces that I want to do, and I've been collecting supplies and things from people, and I have a whole pile of crap over there on my floor to make art with, and I know it's not a lucrative thing, and I probably won't ever make money off of it, but it's something that I want to do, and I haven't felt the urge to do something like that in years. The last time I really felt a strong urge to do something, I quit my job and packed up my life and I moved to Texas. So, and that's worked out pretty well for me. So I'm going to go ahead and follow my gut on this one again. And I've already landed a, what I call a mindless data entry job, which is like a part-time, full-time, really flexible hours, not making nearly as much money. Not nearly as much money as I have been, but I found that the more money I've made, the more debt I've accrued, and the less time I have to enjoy the things that my money has been buying. So I'm going to probably go back to living under the poverty line again, and that sucks, but I can do it. I've done it before, and we'll see. If it doesn't work out, I can always go get another science job, and I've applied to several. So we'll see. I really want to take this time to see if I can make this work. I really want to see if I can, have this free time, this open schedule to do the things that I want to do that make me happy. And this has kind of been the theme for this year for me, is just figuring out some shit and changing things and just doing whatever the hell I want. And I really want to do this, so I'm going to. So if anybody wants to buy some weird spooky art with some dead animal parts in it, feel free to talk to me, because I'll probably have some. And then that brings me back to changes. Brings me back to therapy and stuff. I talked to in therapy. My last session was last week, and it was my third session. Very enlightening. I really love this therapist and everything we've gone through and talked about, and I feel like I've made a lot of progress. And I'm excited for my next appointment, which will be shortly after my job is bye-bye. So the timing is really good on that, because I am not in panic mode yet, but once it comes to the end of the month, I'll probably have a little weird meltdown, I'm poor now, man. So we'll deal with that, and also my coming out email will have been sent by then, so we'll probably have a lot to talk about next time. But I did mention that my rough plan, my life plan, transition plan, is I'm hoping to be mostly out to people by next year. Like, I want to try to get, by the end of this year. It's a few months. Some groups are harder than others to infiltrate, particularly things like my partner's family. We haven't talked about that, and I don't know if we will. That's kind of a thing. It's a whole thing. I've been dealing with other shit right now. And I would really like to start hormones next year, at the beginning of next year. I've found a place that does informed consent as far as hormones go. I don't even need a letter from my therapist. And I found a place where I can get it sent to me fairly cheap. So even if my health insurance situation gets all funny from the job stuff, I should still be able to swing it. So, yeah. I feel like that gives me some time to work through this whole coming out thing. Because I'd really like to be out to most people before I start hormones. That's ideal. It might not happen that way, but it's ideal. We'll see. It really depends on how it all goes. And that's really it so far. As far as partner stuff, at this point, I would consider myself to have one partner. like, I'm still poly and stuff. I'm still open to dating other people, but really at this point I consider myself to have one partner. I kind of broke things off with Cynthia. We talked about the self-discovery thing that I'm going through and how I really don't think I'm attracted to women at all, at least not at this point in my life. So, you know, we're friends now. We still hang out. And I haven't seen Adam in a really long time. He's been busy with things in his life and that stuff, and kind of grown apart. Barely talk to each other. I probably see him once a month at this point. So, though we still have a relationship, I wouldn't say that we're partners or dating or anything like that. So it's pretty much just me and Kian at this point. Things are still going, and, you know, ups and downs. Like I said, like I was referencing earlier in the video, him dealing with things in relation to my transition, and I just feel like I don't have the reserves to help him through that process, which fucking sucks, because I'm so used to helping him through problems, and this is the first time that the problem has ever really come from me. So still trying to traverse that whole thing. Neither of us know what we're doing, and neither of us have done this before. I've never come out before, and he's never had a trans partner before, so it's all a whole bunch of, you know, new ground. I know he's worried about the social implications of it, and I know he's worried about how other people will see him in relation to me. I know, like, concerned about being perceived as gay or being gay, things like that. Dealing with family, dealing with his friends, having to explain that to people. So I can't help him with that. I really can't. All I can do is just be the same person that I've been this whole time we've been dating. So that's really all I've been doing. Trying to be supportive, trying to be there without sacrificing my own mental health about it. So still pretty optimistic, still pretty hopeful. It's just good days, bad days. It's been mostly good days, though, so we'll see. But yeah, for now I've been focusing mostly on me coming out to people. So we'll see how that goes. That's really all I had to say. This video is shorter than the last one with no sound, so hopefully I'll just finish that up and we'll be done. Sending my email to my parents this week, so wish me luck, I guess.